Good morning, viewers. This is Kasturi Day. So I'm back with the question answers of language of chemistry according to class 9 syllabus, ICSE. So let me start with, before that, I'll request you to go through the text portions, text videos of my this language of chemistry series. Okay. So that you can understand these question answers much better, and you can also solve these question answers on your own only. So, and also I've discussed some practice questions which have come in the ICSE class 9 exams. So you should see that video, those videos also. And for these type of new videos, you need to stay with me. For that, you need to subscribe my channel. And also, if you are liking the videos, I know you are liking it. So please press the like button for that. And also do share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from these videos. Okay. So let me start with today's session. So first question for today is, what do you understand by the following terms: acid radical and basic radical? So first one, acid radical is the ion. Acid radical, it's the ion that is formed after the removal of hydrogen ion from an acid. When from an acid, if we remove the hydrogen ion, then we form an acid radical. For example, see, when H2SO4 loses H plus ion and it becomes HSO4, then it is an acid radical. HSO4 is an acid radical. And basic radical is the one which there is also an ion which is formed after the removal of hydroxide ion. Okay, that is OH ion. If we remove from the basic radical, then from the base, then it forms a basic radical. For example, see, sodium hydroxide, if we remove the OH and remains is sodium plus ion, that is known as this one, basic radical, or barium hydroxide or ferric hydroxide, like this. So when we remove the hydroxide ion, the radical which remains after removal from the compound, from a base, if we remove the hydroxide ion and the metallic ion which remains, okay, or rather the ion which remains after the removal of the hydroxide ion, that is the basic radical. And in acid radical is, if we remove the hydrogen ion from an acid, then it becomes an acid radical. Okay. Now, select the base and the acid radicals in the following compounds, like magnesium sulfate, ammonium sulfate, aluminium sulfate, zinc carbonate, and magnesium hydroxide. Okay, now magnesium sulfate, this magnesium sulfate Mg2 plus, that's a basic radical. Okay, because if we add hydroxide with this magnesium, and if we remove that, like, then it becomes what? Magnesium hydroxide, then it becomes a base. Okay, so from hydroxide, if we remove, what remains is magnesium ion, then that is the basic radical. Okay, and acid radical is sulfate ion. Okay, then again, next, in the same way, if we remove, if this had been a sulfate, that is hydrogen sulfate, or you can say sulfuric acid, then hydrogen, if we remove, then what it remains? It remains the sulfate ion. So that is the acid radical. Like that, ammonium sulfate, again, ammonium is the basic radical, ammonium ion, and acid radical is sulfate ion. Aluminium sulfate, aluminium is the basic radical, whereas aluminium ion and acid radical is the sulfate ion. Zinc carbonate, zinc ion is the basic radical, whereas acid radical is carbonate ion. Then magnesium hydroxide, magnesium is the basic radical and hydroxide is the acid radical. So mind the valencies, please take care of the valencies. Like magnesium has two ions, two positive ions, Then ammonium has 1 positive ion, aluminium has 3 positive ions, zinc has 2 positive ion, and magnesium has 2 positive ion. And even acid radicals, see sulfate has 2 negative ions, then carbonate has 2 negative ion, and hydroxide has 1 negative ion. So you need to write these ionic form when you are writing in the radical form. Okay, so mention the this ions. Okay. Next is write chemical formula of the sulfates of aluminium, ammonium, and zinc. So sulfate of aluminium is aluminium sulfate, that is Al2SO4 whole thrice, because aluminium has 3 valency, trivalent radical it is, and sulfate has 2 valency. Then sulfate of ammonium, ammonium has 1 valency and sulfate has 2. So ammonium NH4 whole twice SO4. Zinc sulfate of zinc, that's zinc sulfate, both of them, zinc and sulfate, both of them have 2 valencies, so ZnSO4. The valency of an element A is 3 and that of an element B is 2. Write the formula of a compound formed by the combination of A and B. So the valency of an element A is 3, that means and the element B is 2. So the formula will be, if we exchange the valencies, then it will come to A2B3. Okay, A valency, that is the 3 valency, will go to B, and B's 2 valency will come to A. So A2B3. Then write the basic radicals and acid radicals of the following, and then write the chemical formula of these compounds. Then barium sulfate, bismuth nitrate, then calcium bromide, ferrous sulfide, chromium sulfate, calcium silicate, stannic oxide, sodium zincate, magnesium phosphate, sodium thiosulfate, stannic phosphate, nickel bisulfate, potassium manganate, and potassium ferrocyanide. So first one, we come to barium sulfate. So acid radical is barium, Ba2 plus. And basic radical is Ba2 plus and acid radical is SO4 2 minus. So the formula will be BaSO4, having both of them having the same valencies. Then bismuth nitrate, Bi3 plus, acid has NO3 1 minus, acid radical. So for the formula will be BiNO3 whole thrice. Then calcium bromide, Ca2 plus, basic radical, acid radical is Br1 minus. So the formula will be CaBr2. Okay. Ferrous sulfide, Fe2 plus, and the acid radical is S2 minus. So the formula will be FeS. Chromium sulfate, Cr3 minus, SO4 2 minus, that becomes Cr2 SO4 whole thrice. Calcium silicate, Ca2 minus, SiO3 2 minus. So acid radical here is silica, that is SiO3. So the formula will be CaSiO3. Then stannic oxide, SN4 plus. Basic radical is SN4 plus. And the zincate, stannic oxide has 2 minus, O2 minus. So the formula will be SnO2. Okay. We divide the valencies by the common, that is HCF. We do it. So that will become highest common factor. We divided to that will become to SnO2. Then sodium zincate, Na1 plus and ZnO2 2 minus. Okay, ZnO2 is the zincate formula. Then so the formula will be Na2 ZnO2. Magnesium phosphate, Mg2 plus PO4 3 minus. So the formula will be Mg3 PO4 whole twice. Sodium thiosulfate, Na1 plus, and thiosulfate, this formula radical, acid radical is S2O3 2 minus. So the formula will be Na2S2O3. Stannic phosphate, SN4 plus, stannic is tin. Okay, SN. the symbol is SN. So it has the basic radical has the valency of 4. So SN4 plus. And acid radical has PO4 3 minus. So the formula will be SN3 PO4 whole 4. Then nickel bisulfate, Ni2 plus HSO4 1 minus. So NiSO4 HSO4 whole twice. Potassium manganate K1 plus MnO4 2 minus, that will be K2 MnO4. Potassium ferrocyanide K1 plus and FeCN whole 6 4 minus. Okay. So FeCN whole 6 4 minus total is the ferrocyanide radical. Okay, it is the acid radical. So the formula stands like this, that K4 FeCN whole 6. Okay. Now write the chemical names of the following compounds: CaPO4 whole twice, calcium phosphate, K2CO3 potassium carbonate, K2MnO4 potassium manganate, or you can say potassium permanganate, Mn3BO3 whole twice, that is manganese borate. Okay. MgHCO3 whole twice, manganese bicarbonate, Na4FeCN whole 6, sodium ferrocyanide, then BaClO3 whole twice, barium chlorate, Ag2SO3 silver sulfite, CH3COO whole 2 Pb, that is lead acetate. Okay. Then Na2SiO3 sodium silicate. Now give the names of the following compounds. KClO. KClO is potassium hypochlorite. Potassium hypochlorite. KClO2, it is potassium chlorite. Okay. Now KClO3 is potassium chlorate and KClO4 is potassium perchlorate. When oxygen of the when it is combining with chlorine, and then when oxygen number of oxygen atom is less than 2, then it is hypochlorite. We add a suffix prefix, that is hypo to chlorite. And when it is 2, when the oxygen atom is 2, then it is chlorite. When it is more than 2, that's 3, then it is chlorate. And when it is more than 3, then it is perchlorate. We add a prefix to per to chlorate. Okay. Next is give the name of the elements and the number of atoms of those elements which are present in the following compounds: sodium sulfate, quicklime, baking soda, ammonia, ammonium dichromate. So sodium sulfate, we have Na2SO4. So 2 atoms of sodium, 1 sulfur atom, and 4 oxygen atoms are there. Okay. Then we come to quicklime. We get calcium oxide. Quicklime, it's the chemical formula is calcium oxide. There is 1 calcium atom and 1 oxygen atom is there. Baking soda, it's chemically, it is sodium hydrogen carbonate, or you can say NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. So there is 1 sodium atom, 1 hydrogen atom, 1 carbon atom, and 3 oxygen atoms. Okay. Then ammonia. Ammonia is nitrogen trihydride. Okay. So nitrogen, 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms are there. Then ammonium dichromate. It is written as NH4 whole twice Cr2O7. Chemical formula is this, NH4 whole twice Cr2O7. So 2 nitrogen atoms, 8 hydrogen atoms. See, 4 into 2. You can see 4 into 2. So we multiply 4 into 2 and that becomes 8 hydrogen atoms, 2 chromium atoms, and 7 oxygen atoms. Okay. The formula of sulfate of an element M is M2SO4 whole thrice. Okay. Now write the formula of its chloride oxide, phosphate, and acetate. See, from the formula of the element M, M2SO4 whole thrice. That means sulfate, which we know the valency is 2. Okay, therefore, this is the this M2, that means sulfate has 2 valency, and SO4 whole thrice, that means M has 3 valency. So the valency of M is 3. Okay, therefore its chloride will be MCl3. Chloride has 1 valency, so MCl3. Then its oxide, we know oxide has 2 valency, so M2O3. Phosphate has 3 valency, so MPO4. Now acetate has 1 valency, so MCH3COO whole thrice. Okay, now state the information conveyed by the following. Zinc, Zn, in the bracket we have written S plus 2HCl, which is aqueous. Then it is producing zinc chloride, that is also aqueous, and hydrogen, that is a gas. Its arrow is given. So zinc, S as it is written, so the information shows that zinc is a solid and it is only 1 molecule. Okay. Now 2HCl, it's bracket in the bracket we have written AQ. So it is 2 molecules of hydrochloric acid in the aqueous solution. Then zinc chloride ZnCl2, which means 1 molecule of zinc chloride in aqueous solution. Then H2, we have given an arrow to it, upward arrow, that means 1 molecule of hydrogen gas. So zinc ZnS, Zn in the bracket S, and 2HCl in the bracket AQ. That means these two are the reactants. It is written on the left hand side, so that is the reactants. Then ZnCl2, that's written in the aqueous AQ, and H2, that is in the with the upward arrow. These are the products which are written on the right hand side. So from the above equation, 1 molecule of zinc reacts with 2 molecules of aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid to form 1 molecule of zinc chloride, which is in the form of aqueous solution, and 1 molecule of hydrogen gas. Okay. So zinc plus 2HCl gives us ZnCl2 plus H2, which means zinc, which has a molecular mass of 65. Okay. And 2HCl, that is 2 into 1 plus chlorine, has 35. So 1 plus 35, and ZnCl2, that's 65 plus 2 into 35 plus H2, that means 2 into 1. Hydrogen has a valence. Hydrogen has a molecular mass of 1. So sorry, atomic mass is 1. Okay, so therefore on the left hand side, that is on the reactant side, we get 65 plus 2 into 36, and on the product side we get 65 plus 70 plus 2. That means we get on the left hand side is 137 and right hand side is also 137. That means left hand side is equal to right hand side, that is reactant side mass is equal to product side mass. So 65 parts by weight of the zinc reacts with 72 parts by weight of hydrochloric acid to produce 135 parts by weight of zinc chloride and 2 parts by weight of hydrogen gas. So these all are information we get from these from the above equation. Okay, I think I'll stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the remaining question answers in my next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do let me know. Please do write in the comment box. You can also refer to my email ID, that is kasturi74@gmail.com. I'm also available in the Facebook. You can also log into my page. Okay, Moshok page. Okay, so stay tuned with me, do subscribe, and also press the like button so that this new videos I can produce you some more new videos that can motivate me for these productions. Okay, so and also do share with your friends and colleagues so that they can also be benefited from these videos. Okay, so thank you for watching and have a good day.